hello. Welcome to Astraea, YouTube, and Twitch. I am streaming. My name is Randy, and I am streaming on the Astraea SMP. Hey Dalton, hey Dog, hey Devin. Oh, that's the triple D's right there. Dalton, Dog, and Devin. Welcome to the stream. Yes, this is my bridge. Let's get to the stream. Okay, so what are we working on? We are going to work on terraforming and connecting some roads from here all the way over here and possibly all the way to the other side of the island and the gaming district side as well. I roughed in some stone and it turned out good, I think. I mean, it looks all right. Here, let me cheaty cam it really quick so you can kind of see. So all this was kind of I don't know if you're familiar with what it looked like before, but essentially it was more of a gradual lift up here. This side wasn't too bad. It just required some evening out. I'm still kind of working on the shape of it a little bit, but all I had to do was really extend this cliff. It ended right about here, extended like 4 or 5 blocks or something. This side was a little bit more difficult. It kind of sloped up, this land kind of sloped up very gradually and never quite got to the bridge. So I had to add all this. And as you can see, I'm kind of, I did a first pass of stone, pretty much just stone. And then I did a second pass where I started grassifying it a little bit, which is taking a little bit of time. It is hollow on the inside, Dalton. I am not a maniac. My entire island has no hollowness to it, but yeah, for these guys, I made it hollow. I did add torches though, so it shouldn't be spawnable anywhere in here. But yeah, I just made it hollow. But yeah, you can see how much I added. So not a tremendous amount on this side. However, on this side, let's fly. It's raining. You can't control the weather in Minecraft or in real life, so sorry. I sound a touch winded. It's been a long day at work. It's been a very long day at work, so that is why I sound winded, if I do sound winded. That my voice is not cooperating with me today. Okay, let's see. This side I had to build up quite a bit. So let me scoot over here and I can kind of free cam and show you. So yeah, quite a big hollow void was built. I did this on Friday and Saturday. Essentially just, all out of stone right now. I did a little bit of grassy, kind of blending, but not too much. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to blend this in because right now it looks so out of place. It just completely sticks out like a sore thumb. Because this entire island, I mean, there's really no stone on the gaming district island. It's sparse jungle with the savanna on the other side. I think maybe a meadow in the middle. Nonetheless, it's all, gravel, sand, dirt, and grass. So this stone is just very odd looking and seems very out of place. So I'm gonna grass it up and dirt it up and possibly some sand quite a bit. And that is what we are going to work on today. Hello, Mojo. Hi there, Randy. Hope you're doing well. Hope some of those new viewers who watch your incredible video drop by for the stream. I do as well. Yeah, my most recent video is this bridge that's behind me. It's the building of it, and along with a little bit of fluff stuff at the beginning of me practicing skateboard and what have you. But yeah, this is a bridge that I just did. It's 350 meters long, and it connects. Whoa, almost did not hit the rocket in time. It connects my base, which is right over here, an island that I have spent a tremendous amount of time terraforming and shaping, but I still have a tremendous amount to go. It connects this area with where we were just at, which is the gaming district. So yeah, 350 meters long. I don't know how high it is. I think it's 22 or 24 blocks wide. But yeah, it is quite an undertaking here. Let me give you that cool view. A perfect arch. The bridge that it was based on actually doesn't have a perfect arch. It has what you call a parabolic arch. So it kind of peaks a little bit. It's not a perfect circle. But I found it a lot easier to do a perfect circle in Minecraft than that parabolic thing. So it took some creative liberties there. All right, let's get to the terraforming, grassing, whatever you want to call it. I was thinking I might layer the grass on top of the stone, but the more I think about that, oh gosh darn it. Sorry if anyone's down there. The more I think about it, the less I want to do that, because I really like the shape that I came up with here. So what I think I'm going to do instead is just chip away at the stone and then replace it with grass. Hello, Skulk. How are you doing? I am doing well. And if this gets too frustrating, I might bring a beacon over as well. But I figure we could just, we could just sit and chat. It'll be a chill stream. I hate when I do that. I was doing this on the weekend and my son came in. He's also a Minecraft player. He's 11. And he's like, Dad, why don't you just carry wind charges with you? That's what wind charges are for. I'm like, well, I just don't have a quantity of wind charges like waiting to pop me out of holes. So I have to rocket boost myself out. Whatever. This is where I would miss Axiom. Axiom would be like, the replace block feature of Axiom. I could just like swap these out in a second. But we're in survival, so I have to do this all by hand. So how are you guys doing? How's everybody doing? Dalton, you have a new baby, so that's gotta be quite a life change. Hope everyone is healthy and happy. And I hope you can return to streaming again soon. No pressure though, I totally get it. Yeah, I don't know exactly how far up I'm gonna go. I'm probably gonna kind of curve around like this. This seems normal to me, like these sheer cliff edges. I might just put some grass on the top just to get it a little bit more in line with the feel of this island. But yeah, I'm just gonna do it a little bit at a time and kind of figure out what I like, what is working and what is not working as we go. I should have most of the helper kind of placement blocks in place without too much struggle there, because I did build all this, just kind of winged it by hand and everything, so I had to build a lot of helper blocks as I went. Yes, 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 yes. But yeah, that bridge video was, I posted a YouTube, I published a YouTube post about it. It is really, really shocking how much it took off, for my channel at least, because, I mean, you can check right now, I think I have like 137 subs or something like that, and I did not expect it to do more than like, a couple hundred, like my other videos. And right now, it's funny, the YouTube stats, I think it's got like 2,300, like 2,300 videos, and it's like, this video is 2,200 above what your other videos usually do. So, yeah, thanks YouTube for reminding me. Yeah, that and the Reddit post, which the Reddit post has like over 4,000 upvotes, and yeah, the crazy thing to me is the impressions and views. So the impressions on YouTube are 150,000, and then the views on Reddit are about 100,000 essentially. So like 250,000 eyeballs potentially. I mean, there could be some bots in there, but I've seen this. That's insane. That's just crazy to me. And I know that's like small time for a lot of people, but I don't know. That was pretty shocking. Pretty shocking. Welcome back, Asumi. Alrighty. I am gonna lose some stone, and my no block left behind mindset struggles with this, but I have so much stone. I have, what is it, like at least 20 double chests of stone right now. And I've said this on other streams. Stone is a renewable resource. I don't know why I'm holding on to so much stone. So I'm going to sacrifice some. I don't need to recover every single piece of stone that falls into this void. Oh, no helper block here. Nice one, Randy. Yeah, I can remember. Sorry, Mojo. I've never tried to posting Minecraft stuff on Reddit. Can you remember which subreddit that was? Yeah, it was Minecraft builds that I posted it to. I also cross-posted it on the suggestion of one of, I don't know what you call people from Newcastle, Newcastleians. I'm sure they have some name. One of the people that actually lives in Newcastle suggested that I post it to a Newcastle subreddit as well, Newcastle upon Tyne. So I posted it there, and there it actually almost got 1,000 upvotes, like 870 some upvotes. So that was quite a surprise too. And those guys are like hilarious guys and gals there, because they obviously they're familiar with the bridge. And I'm not trying to like do a simulation of that exact bridge or anything. I just looked at photographs and was like, oh, this is kind of a cool shape, and just kind of roughed it in. You know, I went to Google Maps Street View and just kind of looked at it, and even the length is very similar to the real bridge, but that was just totally coincidental. It was complete accident. I went into Creative World, mapped out 350 blocks because I knew that was the distance between my island and the gaming district, and mapped it out, and then just started building. And when I found that the photographs of the Tyne Bridge, I was like, oh, that would work really well, especially with copper. And I knew I wanted to incorporate copper because I love the industrial feel of copper, especially those little kind of like fasteners, like little bolts and stuff that are in it. I love the feel of that, and I thought it would work really well, lend itself really well to a bridge. So I found the bridge and started designing it. But the guys on Newcastle, all the folks on the Reddit Newcastle upon Tyne subreddit, were like, I think assuming that I went out deliberately to do a model of their bridge, exact scale and everything. It's like, no, it's just kind of liked the bridge, wanted a similar look and feel. But yeah. Oh, they're called Geordies? Is it Geordies or Geordies, right? Yeah, Geordies. Yeah, you say it. Sorry. Yeah, so again, Mojo said people from Newcastle are called Geordies, pronounced Geordies. You'd never guess that in a million years. Yeah, and remind me, Mojo, what are Liverpoolians called? They have something that's completely unrelated to the word Liverpool. Here in America, it's pretty much, I'm from Michigan. They call us Michiganders. It's very uninventive. But there's something else too, like the accent. Maybe it's the name of the accent from Liverpool. But I've heard a term. It was actually in relation to the other Brits saying that it's the least attractive accent of all accents. Sorry if I'm gonna upset any Liverpoolians. Poodlians. Tell that people from Indiana. People from Indiana? What? What is it? Jeez. Oh, well, I mean, we do call them Indianians, but... Oh, Indians? Is that what you're getting at? Hoosiers. Yes. Yes, of course. Yes. The Hoosier State. Scouts, that's it. So you'll hear folks from Merseyside called Scoozers. Yes, okay, that's it. Yeah, you guys have all kinds of cool plays on location and stuff. Obviously, you've been around for a little bit longer, so it would make more sense. All right, I am not thinking. I'm just building here. Okay, yeah, this is okay. This is exactly what I was hoping for. There was a bit of a attempt to change Michigander which is obviously like a relation to, or related to geese, to Michiganian. And some people like to do that, but I don't know. I think it's a little ridiculous. We're Michiganders. Darn it. I fell. All right, this is where it's going to get a little different. Maybe I'll put one like here. Meaning I don't want to just replace this entire stone cliff with grass either, because I think that'll look a little weird. Yeah, I just wanted to, you know, fly out so I could get a bird's eye view. That was all on purpose. Another funny thing, I mean, this is, I don't know, it's not that funny, but I'm actually an Arsenal soccer fan, and Arsenal played Newcastle this weekend, so like my bridge video is taking off and doing really well. And I'm cheering against them. Poor Newcastle. It was quite a game too. I'm losing fans by the second. Talking about soccer fandom. Football fandom. Maybe 3 down in this one. Yeah. That'll look cool, I think. Maybe, hopefully, I don't know. I might just tear it all out. Yes, I am a gunner. I mean, I don't... okay, the story of why I like Arsenal. I've been a fan of football, of, you know, English football, soccer for the Yanks, for a very long time. I didn't really play it that much. I played a little bit, as far as like as a kid, but I was into, you know, just watching like the World Cup and watching the Euros and stuff and Champions League and stuff like that. But I never really settled on a team or even a league, really. But then I had a close coworker who was a fan of Tottenham, and I started watching Tottenham games. I was like, oh, okay, you know, because he was describing it, and it's like. But then I started gravitating to Arsenal because I just wanted to make fun of them. And okay, for those who don't know, Tottenham and Arsenal are the North London, like, it's a huge rivalry. It dates back a very, very long time. It's very, very well-known sports rivalry. Kind of like the Yankees versus the Red Sox, that kind of thing. So I started cheering for Arsenal just to spite him, and then I got hooked on watching Arsenal. And he's still a Tottenham fan, and he's actually from London, though, so it made more sense that he would be a fan. But yep, that's my story. Never could get much into soccer, but then again, I was never all that into American football either. That was Dalton in chat. Yeah, I'm not into American football whatsoever, but I'm into basketball and soccer, and there are some similarities in like how those sports are played and what have you. So I think that's why I gravitate to those types of sports. You know, like I don't know, running up and down the field kind of things, or up and down the court type of sports. I did play basketball in high school. I played a lot of basketball. Basketball is my favorite sport. But yeah, soccer I just kind of got into again, and sheerly out of spite. Sheffield Wednesday fan here, pray for me. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I haven't really kept. I watch all the Arsenal games I can watch, but I haven't really kept up with any football beyond just watching Arsenal, unfortunately. I used to, like a few years back, I was like really consuming as much football as I could, just kind of keeping up with everything. But lately it's just been pretty much watching Arsenal, and I'll still catch the occasional match here and there. I'll watch a little bit of Liverpool just because they're dominating the league right now, so I like to catch the games that you know, your competitors. It's the only Prem League loss for Arsenal this season. It's an early season, obviously, but is Liverpool. They're just crushing it. All right. I'd add a little bit more stone, or maybe start trickling it in. Yeah, I think I'm gonna just start kind of trickling it in. Does that look like it's not a giant dump of stone yet? No, it still looks like a giant dump of stone. I think I need to put grass on top, like, of these blocks, on top of these blocks, and these blocks. Just kind of have it look a little bit more like a natural generation Minecraft cliff face. I think that is what I'm lacking right now. So let's go through and do that. Let's see where we stand. One other thing about the bridge. I know I'm like all over the place here with the chat, but one other thing about the bridge. So I was on the fence with Happy Gas. I was pretty convinced that I would use them to build trees. I tried to use them to build a couple trees actually, and I did not like that experience whatsoever. They just did not work out for me. Given it's the trees, you can't really see them, but it's these trees, so they're not like crazy massive, but the canopy is wide enough, is large enough for me to just build it from bottom to top, you know, using a schematic without having to like fly around. The bridge though, totally convinced me, totally transformed me. I am a absolute Happy Gas convert at this point. Me and Casper, which is the name of my Happy Gas, totally crushed this bridge. Without a Happy Gas, I would have had to scaffold up in the ocean probably. Yeah, I mean, not probably, I would have. And some of these areas, I mean, right here, I guess it's not too bad, but some of the areas over here and stuff, they just get like super deep. It would have just been a difficult thing to do. And then I would have had to, you know, come in and out of the water. I mean, I would have probably taken a slightly different approach. I would have did the tarmac first, you know, like this area first, and then did the arch after. Instead I just did the whole thing, you know, kind of like a layer cake sideways. But yeah, Happy Gas for the win. Totally, completely transformed how I approach it, and completely changed the way that I would do like long builds like that. Like pretty much any bridge, I'm out there on a Happy Gas now. There's no question. I'll break out a Happy Gas for that. Or detailing like the side of a cliff or the side of a mountain or something like that. Definitely Happy Gas. The towers I just did traditional way, you know, kind of like a layer cake Y value, and built it up like that. But yeah, this whole section, the bulk of the bridge, that entire middle section, Happy Gas all the way. Yeah, and to Mojo, in chat, I'm happy that they're going to do the same thing for building underwater, for sure. That is going to be a game changer for building underwater. Just in general, like the water breathing aspect, and I think they give you like, they speed up mining, right? The Nautilus, it was speculated or talked about that they're going to speed up mining as well. So that's the biggest frustrating part for me when I'm building underwater, is you have to stand, you know, you have to find a place to stand in order to mine fast. So that's super frustrating. So I think Nautilus will be a game changer when it comes to the speed of and less frustration building underwater. Dalton, the new underwater mountain definitely makes building underwater way more tempting. That and the new spear is going to be really fun in PvP, I believe. Yeah, my son is super into PvP, and he is thrilled with the spear. He was already a huge fan of the mace, so adding a horizontal kind of velocity, and we're doing the swoop in elytra stuff. I mean, he's gonna kill me a ton of times. Whoops. I am not that great at PvP, despite being the champion in Old Schled Dog's most recent video. I'm not super great. I'm all right, but certainly not a great champion. I do think building though helps you a little bit in the PvP or just movement kind of parkour aspect. Just like bending your character around in order to get to like little spots and stuff. So I could see getting good at parkour. I've never really tried parkour too much, but I could see getting good at parkour way before PvP, but that's something I could gravitate toward. Hey, Asumi. So I'm just going to refer to you as Asumi. Hey, Devin, was it a pain to get all the triangles and the curves to look good? Yes, that was, thank you for, thank you for pointing that out. So I might take you guys into a creative world at some point. I'm not even sure if I still have. Yeah, I do. I think I still have. So I have a few iterations of how these triangles were going to work. My first iteration was just kind of a straight up and down. So each one of them would be like on a 45 degree. I know this isn't quite 45, but it would just be 45 all the way. So they ended up getting really long. So I scrapped that pretty much immediately. And then I took an approach like this, where some of them would be vertical and then some of them would be more on an angle. But I scrapped that as well. It just wasn't looking balanced. So that actually took, in creative, that took the longest time of anything, is trying to like eyeball, okay, this basically triangle shape will follow the curvature of the entire arch. And it's not perfect. It's Minecraft, so I don't think it'll ever be perfect. But I try my best to like get it where it's somewhat believable in what is happening, which basically is like you have an I-beam, with a bunch of triangles, and then you bent that I-beam. And yeah, that was definitely a struggle. The other struggle is this separation. So you're tempted to just kind of like count the blocks and then be like, okay, after 9 blocks, we'll do another triangle. After 9 blocks, we'll do another triangle. But because it's a curve, the distance between these blocks, these triangles, is going to be less than the distance between the most curved part. Because, it's a curve. It's not going to be the shortest path from object A to object B is a straight line. So if you put in a curve, it's going to be longer. So I had to kind of rough that in, eyeball that in as well. So I started adding a block like every 2 triangles or something, and that seemed to work out a little bit. And then at a certain point, I just had to eyeball it. It was just a huge struggle to do it any sort of mathematical, like clinical way. The arch obviously is very mathematical and clinical. Like I went to a website that draws Minecraft circles, squares, making up pixel circles or what have you, whatever you want to call it. A pixel circle generator, I think is what it's called. And I think this one of these curves is like 430 radius and another curve is like 470 radius or something, So that was easy. And then I just, slowly did that. I didn't have Axiom World Edit draw the circle for me. I just did it by hand in, quote unquote, by hand in creative. But after that, any sort of clinical mathematical approach, I just threw it out the window because it was just so much more work than it was worth to get it exact, that I think just roughing them in by eye was the best approach. And I have, again, back in my creative world, I have like probably 2 or 3 failed attempts at these stupid things. I also have 2 or 3 failed attempts at these. So again, the distance, I tried to put one of these great lines on the top of each triangle. So if we go back to the center of this triangle, it has a gray line. And then I think 9 blocks to this one, it has a gray line. So the X forms in between. But as I said before, the distance isn't always 9 blocks. The distance gets greater as the curve gets curvier, as you can say. So each one of these X's, as you can see, has a little bit of a unique shape. And the same thing goes for the bottom one, because the bottom one is a different circle. It's a different radius. So the bottom one actually is even, because I wanted the bottom ones to line up with these, I don't know, tension lines or what have you, the cabling. I wanted each one of these cabling to be an even amount because I thought those would look really odd if they weren't. Odd, pun intended. So these are actually even. So the X's, which it's just a V on the bottom ones, have to be even on this, but not even on the top. So trying to get that to look nice was a struggle. But I think it turned out really, really cool. As you walk through, it gives you the vibe of walking through one of these through arch bridges, or really any large bridge that has a lot of kind of, beaming and cross beaming and what have you. All right, so I am not. I'm totally ignoring you guys in chat. What do we got? Was it a pain to get my builder's eye can spot the hard part? Yeah, exactly. Okay, that was from Devin. Mojo, the illusion works well that I didn't even think about how hard it was until you started describing it. Yes, it was a pain in the butt. And also squircles. Yeah, exactly. The square circles. They're good, but to give you the illusion, you're always going to have to rough things in. Perfect math is not going to work well in Minecraft often. Squircles was what they called me in high school. That was Dalton. That's good. That's good. No, I don't want any more detail on that. That's it's perfect. Just leave it as it is. All right. Might start. Yeah, I might replace a lot of the grass, a lot of the stone over here with grass too, and start blending. Actually, back to the bridge really quick, because that's boring. Some of my favorite parts are these towers, which I had to obviously take some creative liberties because the towers in real life, for one, it's hard to get a really good image of them, and for two, it's they're kind of flat and kind of boring. So I introduced this shape, which I stole from B-Dubs. This is not an original thing, and I think B-Dubs actually stole this. B-Double-O, I think, actually stole this from someone as well. So I don't even think. I think it's traversing itself through the veins of through the alleyways of Minecraft. So yeah, I did this little shape, which I echo on my lighthouse. I'll show you that in a second. But I really, really like how the doors, I really like the usage of the levers and this little like kind of bump out part. And I especially like I did diorite back here to give it some contrast. So even from a distance, it has like this really cool, 3D kind of contrasty effect that I think works really, really well and kind of tricks the eye to not think this area is as dark as it is just because of those lines. And this side, I think, turned out really, really cool too. This side I got better pictures of. The entire tower in real life, I should have probably used sandstone, and I did experiment with sandstone, but I wanted it to fit a little bit more with my island, and I already had that structure, the creeper farm, which had, it basically built out of the same block palette as these towers. But I think these towers just turned out really, really cool. I know you don't really see it here too, but this looks really cool, like the water stains and stuff. I think it turned out really, really cool. This doesn't look anything like the real life deal looks like, but yeah, just little subtle things like that I think really kind of hit home. Because at first those towers were they just weren't that interesting. So kind of lost a little bit of it was a lost opportunity, I should say, versus the bridge. Because the bridge, obviously, with the giant arch, you don't have to work hard texturing or anything with the bridge. As long as you nail the lines, I think you got a solid build. You got something that's going to be awe-inspiring. You something that's going to be really, really cool looking. You don't have to I did texture it a little bit. I did a little bit of a weathered here and there, but for the most part, this thing could be just solid, fully oxidized copper, and I think it would still be great. But the towers, being, you know, non-textured or, you know, just kind of plainish takes so much away from the bridge. It's not even funny. So yeah, you have to like you have to sell it. Ooh, yeah, dolphin just jumped. So anyway, that's another thing that I was kind of proud of how it turned out. I spent way too much time on everything, but including the towers. Spent way too much time. All right, let me stop for a drink. Yeah, I agree, Dalton. I don't think it would have looked as good. I actually did do it in sandstone. And luckily, Axiom makes it really quick to replace things. But I did it completely textured. It was looking cool. Don't get me wrong. It looked really, really cool. But it just didn't fit the vibe of my island. It just didn't quite work. It would be this like, I don't know, it would just be like a sore thumb standing out there. It's the only sandstone structure I have. On my island, it would just look really weird. All right, maybe replace even, yeah, I think I gotta replace these little in-between bits as well. Devin, no, I have not taken a look at the tree you sent. I took a look and it might be a little big in comparison. Okay, I will take a look soon. I might even download it like on stream if I have a chance. But yeah, that was my one concern is like, I don't know forest-wise. I'm just kind of making it up as I go along. So here, let me just fly over there really quick. The forest right now, the trees look fairly large, but they're really not that big. I think most of them are, I don't know, maybe 25 blocks tall, even the tallest one. So I didn't know if I wanted to get them a little larger as let's zoom out here, get them a little larger as I get closer to the center, and then shrink them as I get closer to this edge, you know? So your tree, if it does fit, I was thinking like right in this area, and then I would kind of build these trees up to it. But that is completely dependent on how tall your tree is. Because if it's like really, really tall, then that might not work. But I'll still mess with it. I'll still see if there's any opportunity. You got glass in it too, and that's one of my things I have not ventured into yet, is messing with walls using glass, kind of like a debug stick, but using glass panes. I know all the builders are doing it, all the cool builders are doing it, but I have not. I've explored it in creative, but I have not fully committed to doing it. I was surprised because my trees look so much bigger, or so much better at large scale, and you did so well with the small trees. I think it might fit in the middle then. Yeah, Devin. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I knew I had to do so many trees that I was focusing on the smaller ones. That, and I thought, like, if I have a lot of really, really, really large trees, it's going to kind of shrink my island. You know, the island is already, it's big, but it actually doesn't look that big when you start putting these like really large structures on it and stuff. So yeah, Devin, yeah, yes, the glass is fun. I get really into the branch shapes before putting any leaves on. Yeah, you get way more into the branch shapes than I do. I usually just do the trunk, and then I'll just do, what is it, fence gates and some fencing, kind of almost like horizontally, a little bit more horizontally. You do like angles, so that's really cool. Your trees look good without leaves on them. My trees do not look good without leaves on them. They look terrible. Which, speaking of that, there's a few things that I have as a checklist that I want to incorporate into my island. One of them is the forest that I just alluded to. So that's, you know, I got a healthy start on it, but I have a lot to go. So just basically a lot more tree builds, bush builds, you know, just like stuff like that. Another one is a burnt forest, which obviously will be trees, and a lot of those trees will not have leaves because they'll be burnt off. So maybe I could try to use your your tree shape or something. Use some of your tricks basically to do those trees, because they have to look good without leaves, obviously, and that is one thing that my trees lack, is looking good without leaves. I've been noticing in real life that a lot of trees are just a little ugly. Yes, Devin, for sure, for sure. And that's the thing, like, you don't want a standalone. Yeah, let me just fly over there again. Like, it's one thing to have like a forest and have a couple ugly trees amongst the forest, because I think that'll be totally fine. But to have like the big, oak tree that's kind of standing alone be the ugly tree, even if it's closer to real life, I think that would look really, really weird. So like this tree, for instance, I think this tree has to be nice and full and, just look its part, because it's got a bit of a separation between the other trees. But as I build out this aspen grove, which again is going to go pretty much from kind of that, whatever, yellow grass, dried grass, whatever it's called, all the way to here, to the road. So this is going to be all aspens. I'm going to do a few ugly ones. I'm going to do a few ones that are like a little sparser, because if you actually look at a real aspen grove, because they're all competing, all these trees are competing for light, the canopy starts dying off in certain areas. So I have to start introducing that when I get into the cluster, because I want them compact. I want this to really look like a believable aspen grove. And if you've ever seen an aspen grove in real life, it is very compact, because technically they're all one organism. It's all one giant tree essentially that shoots underground and then sprouts up. I don't know, siblings. I don't know what we'd call it. But yeah. So ugly trees, real life ugly trees are going in Minecraft as well. Yeah, I think the birch tree, that sounds awesome. The burnt forest idea. Yeah, dog, yes, thank you. I think Dalton has a very similar, he's gonna do like a meteorite thing, right? Like a meteorite crashed down and kind of caught part of his forest. I'm just flying, I'm just wasting rockets, but it's all right because I own the rocket shop. I get them for free. Anyway, I am going to take this area over here. It's going to take me a little while. This is all part of the plan too. This is exactly why I picked this island, because this island is primarily a jungle biome. It has a little bit of a forest in it as well, but this right here. So this is all badlands. And when you put leaves in badlands, they turn out like the grossest brownish looking disgusting thing. It's like basically a desert. So it already kind of looks like, a burned out ecosystem. So this entire biome I'm going to do burned out. Gradually I'll fade it into burned out, but yeah, that's the plan, is to do like a burned forest. But this forest will be so thick by that point, you won't even really notice it until you're walking and then you collide with it, or if you fly over, obviously. That is the idea. And I think this biome will lend itself to it very, very well. That's why I created a little resin farm, because I think the resin is, when you lay it on the ground, is very convincing as lava without actually putting lava and then killing all your animals and everything. I might do a little bit of lava, but I don't want to waste everything. So yeah, that's the idea. Falling behind in chat again. So I think your white trees would look good at the Halloween area. Yeah, possibly. Texturing is so good. Thank you. I love the way you're doing the birch leaves. Yeah, the shading on the birch leaves, I think, is the key to smaller trees. You do, what is it? Spruce on the bottom, birch in the center, and then, birch, yeah, in the center, and then azalea on the top, which gives you a nice, like, baked shading look. I like those birch trees. Would you mind if I came around later after the stream to check them out? Yeah, not a problem at all. You can come right now, if you want to chat or whatever. Oh yeah, that's Birdie. Oh yeah, that would be really cool. I need some for my forest, and designing them is a struggle. Bless yeah, Birdie. Designing trees is a struggle. Devin, very unique with the biome. You could have like a half burnt tree. Yes, for sure. Berdy, that was from Devin. Berdy, that's a good idea. Not gonna lie, I was curious what you were gonna do there. Yep, that's the idea. Berdy wasn't sure if that was cool with you. Didn't want to disturb. I'll be over in a second. No, you're not disturbing whatsoever. All I'm doing is placing grass. It's boring as all hell. All right, my mouse is about to die, so I gotta plug this in. So I'm going to step away for 2 seconds. Let me hide myself in a safe spot. Even though we do have sleepers on this server, but give me 1 second. All right, I'm back. Stupid mouse battery does not last at all. It used to last like a couple weeks, and now it lasts like a couple days. All right, back at it. Until Berdy shows up. He likes to surprise me. Hide, lurk in the corner, then pop up. Okay, what am I doing? Oh, that's looking good. Ooh, Devin joined. You're in the chat and now you're joining. All right, yeah, I think I need to do a couple more. Maybe this strip right here. This strip and this strip. Let's do grass on top. At least one piece. Oh no. How's that look? Maybe more than one. Oh, you're building your thing at the Halloween, Devin? The Halloween build, yeah. So we have a Halloween build contest coming up. I don't think Devin's participating in that, but I think he's adding some decorative builds to the area. So that'll be cool. So look forward to that if you are a follower of my channel or any other any other Astraean. I think quite a few of us are going to contribute. I don't know. Sam is on Rex, I believe, is going to contribute to the build competition. I made trophies though, and they turned out really, really cool. They glow. Oh, there he is. See? Told you. Sneak up. I don't know if you're on mic or on audio or what.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, but you're really quiet. You're always really quiet, though. Let me see if I can. I think I already have you as loud as possible.
You know, I wasn't actually going to sneak up on you, but then you mentioned it. I thought I got to.
Yeah, you're already as loud as you can be. You look different. You got all nether right now?
No. This is my Halloween skin.
Oh, it's your Halloween skin. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool, man. It looks like a warden kind of, you know.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's cool. Awesome.
That was all I was over here for. I'll be out of your hair now.
All right, cool. All right, yeah, what do you want to just go over there and chat about the trees, or?
We can chat if you want. I was just gonna, so what I did when I was starting with my trees was I literally just downloaded the Hermitcraft 9 world.
Oh yeah, you told me that, yeah.
Yeah, and I've spent a couple hours just flying around looking for trees, studying them, and I didn't directly copy any of them. I think I only copied one, but that was only so I could like look at it in my creative world.
Yeah. Well, how are you going, like what size are you going for? Because Devin has some awesome trees.
I think around the size you're...
Okay, so a little bit smaller.
Maybe a little, yeah.
I could give you the schematics so you could like play around with it or whatever you want to do. I have no, I'm not precious about it.
My thing is, I don't want to use schematics for any of this.
Oh yeah.
Because I use schematics for a lot of other stuff. But with trees, I want to know that, like, just in my mind, that I have free-handed all of it, so.
Yeah. So my favorite tree that I've done is this guy right here. I call it a sycamore tree.
I saw this. It's really cool. Oh,
Yeah, so
you mixed in the
so I don't get quite as like, I mean, I guess there is some angling, like Devin does. No glass, but it's basically just, you know, the trunk and then probably 4 branches and then a lot of little branches with gates and stuff.
Yeah.
And then my approach with the leaves is, like I said, on stream. So I'll use spruce on the bottom to give a shade, and then I'll slowly blend in birch. The majority of the tree is birch, and then azalea on the top. And the azalea, I basically I do like bushes, like little bushels, if you notice. Like, so it's not, there's a lot of air in the tree, essentially.
I don't know if I'm gonna do like the leaf colors though, because I do that with my the trees I have, like that exact same thing, the spruce to azalea. If you look at them up close, that's what I've done.
You've done the same thing, or you've?
Yeah, the gradient.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know if it would be considered a gradient.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, Devin in chat is saying that there's also the auto shader you could try out with Axiom. With leaves, though, Devin, I mean, is that going to be... Because there's not really that much of a variety. It's like... It's essentially oak, mangrove, jungle... I can't remember, like, maybe even acacia, all kind of look like the same green, you know, and they're biome specific. Obviously, they tint for biome. So your options are pretty much like... Unless you go pink with a cherry, but it's pretty much just spruce, birch, and azalea. Those are like the only real shades.
That kind of upsets me, honestly. I wish there was a way to change that. Like that there are only a couple leaf types that don't tint. Yeah,
it's only azalea, spruce, and birch that don't tint, as far as I know.
I think that's all it is. I know pale oak doesn't, but there's not really.
Yeah, but that's I mean I did this like that, my blue spruce way back there, trying to mess around with the pale.
Oh.
Yeah. If we walk over there, I did like 2 or 3 of them. I really like blue spruce in real life, and obviously blue spruce in real life is blue, you know. But it does sometimes have like a little bit of a gray issue. So that was my...
I honestly didn't even notice this. I thought that was just like a silhouette.
Yeah, this is my experiment at doing a blue spruce.
I think it looks good. I don't know if you... Like, just genuine criticism here. I don't know if you have achieved the blue spruce, but it kind of looks like a dead tree.
Yeah.
In its own right.
No, you're right. You're right, for sure. And it fits. It's fine. It's like some weird... There are like... Spruces do come in weird colors, though, sometimes. So, I mean, it's not like it's completely odd, you know? Especially because it's Minecraft, so, you know, you're going to expect a little weirdness. Yeah.
How are you doing? Do you have a specific like method to doing the air in your birch? Because that was specifically
the big birch.
Any of them really, not the one that branches off. I don't want ones that branch off. I mean, like.
Oh, these ones are probably the simplest and most basic. So all I did is just straight trunk. I break it into walls. Diorite walls and fences as it goes to the top, but all the branches are just straight like fence gates.
Yeah,
that's it. And then each one of the I have a rule how I place here. Let me just wait right here. I'll show you. I'm just gonna grab a fence gate, if I have a fence gate. All right, maybe it'll have to be a fence. All right, I'll just do the fence, that's fine. Where is azalea? And I think I have birch over here. My spruce right here. Okay. So this is how I approach it. We're just gonna do it out of stone. Just gonna kind of show you.
All right.
I do that, and then
Anticipating this being-
when I go out on a branch, I always have an air gap in front, and then I'll do birch.
Oh, yeah. You know, now that you mention that, I do notice it.
Yeah, and then say this is like closer to the top. I'll do an azalea, and then I'll do a couple. Get rid of this before I end up plugging myself.
Do you have a
Like that.
ender chest on you? Because
Yep.
I was
Actually, my ender chest is over in the gaming district.
Because I was fortuning quartz earlier, and I keep breaking my ender chest. I usually have it stowed away. It's fine.
Oh, someone slipped. But yeah, that's the approach. Is right here. So I always have like an air gap in at least one section, and I also have an air gap. Typically, I don't take the leaves all the way to the trunk. And then occasionally I might even break more leaves. Like I'll basically do a bunch of branches exactly like this, and then I'll look at it from afar, and then I might go in and like get rid of this leaf or get rid of this leaf, you know, like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Or like this or something, you know, just to kind of break it up a little bit. But yeah, that's the general approach.
I will keep that in mind then. Well, thank you. I wasn't anticipating this being a lesson.
Oh, no problem. I mean, really, I again, like, even if you didn't want to use the schematic of the tree, I could give you a tree schematic. You could just get it and then dissect it, you know, and like,
Yeah.
if it would help you at all. I don't know. Like, that's just the approach that I've been taking. Yeah.
It might, but I'll see if I can make do without it.
The only downside, like, it's some self-criticism, is if you actually look at all these trees from above, they all start looking kind of like crosses, like little, because of this approach that I take ends up kind of limiting the shape a little bit. So I'm trying in a creative world to get them a little bit bushier, like a little bit more round from the top even. Because you can kind of see that they look, I don't know, they just start looking a little like too similar, too matchy.
Yeah. That's kind of something I'm afraid of doing.
Yeah, it's tough, especially because like oftentimes you'll just take, you know, 3 tree designs and then rotate it, and you know, you'll have like 9 different trees from all that same design. So it's hard to like diversify it enough where I think everything you're looking at right here is probably 12 tree designs, and there's probably, I don't know, 20 some trees. So obviously a lot are duplicated.
Yeah. Okay. That has helped a lot more.
Cool.
Thank you. I will look back on that then.
Cool. I'm gonna get back to placing grass.
Yeah, bye.
See you, man.
Bye.
Hello, Gilded Sarah on Twitch. What is up? Thank you for joining. Devin, sorry that your game keeps on crashing. That sucks, man. I know you were complaining about that, yesterday or the day before, something like that. I hate when when you have issues like that. When I have issues, when anyone has issues like that. Put this crap away. Okay, do I have enough? Yes, I have enough sand. Grass. That's what I'm doing. Uh-oh, authentication servers are down? Oh, look, that happened to me a couple streams ago, and I could not connect. It was that Microsoft error. So luckily I'm on. Hopefully I don't get booted. Oh, thank you, dog. Thank you. Yeah, the 18 concurrent viewers, please like the stream. Actually, thank you, 18 concurrent viewers, because that's the most I've ever had. Is it the bridge? Is it the bridge? Is that what brought you in? Thank you guys so much in the chat for promoting me. Got some content creators in the chat too. Both Dog and Dalton the DM, as you can see in the chat, are content creators. They create content on and off the Astraea server. So sub to them while you're at it if you want to keep up with what we're doing on this beautiful server. Because we are doing some cool stuff. Got a Halloween build competition coming up. Costume contest as well. That our favorite hostess, Creative Villages, is putting on, assuming the server owner is going to be the judge. Should be a fun time. I made trophies, so that should be cool as well. The trophies glow. I'm never gonna shut up about it. I figured out how to make them glow. And not just the light emit, you know, not just like a glow sign. Not that. I'm talking they glow, like a torch glows. It's cool. Can't wait to reveal them. Yeah, Dalton's channel has been a little quiet lately because him and his wife, who also plays on the server here and there, Corey, just had a baby. Baby's like, what, a couple weeks old at this point? A week old? It's a young one. It is a recent joiner isn't even playing Minecraft yet. A week and a half, yep. All right, let's get back to this. I think I'm gonna add a couple more here. Maybe here and maybe one there. Yes. Sorry, this is such a boring thing that I'm working on right now, but that's kind of what I saved streams for, is just to chat with you guys and do boring activities like this. Because I'm not gonna time lapse this. I'm not gonna like do a whole thing here. You know, a video. It's probably just gonna like appear in my video as a quick scene that says, yeah, also I terraformed this. Because who the heck wants to see this cut into a time lapse? Figure the baby has to wait at least 2 months. I don't know, you could stick a controller in his hand and see what happens. No, my son was 5 before he started playing Minecraft. And it was the pandemic that did it. I was actually not super into the idea of him being too much into the video games, but the pandemic kind of forced our hand. And then I ended up getting hooked. I mean, he still plays Minecraft, don't get me wrong, but I'm the one that really got hooked. I'm sitting here playing videos, or streaming, telling people rather. That's coming along. Right there. That needs to be grass, and that needs to be grass. I'm gonna have to fly my ghast over here. No, I'm good. Yes. Get my fat head out of the way. All right. That's looking good, and I think maybe one of these guys add to it. That should be stone. Look right there, and maybe one of these guys. Just one. And let's stand. Where's my Nautilus, Mojang? I need to be able to handle this water. There we go. See you, dog. Thanks for hanging around in the stream. Have a good night. Alright, just on my other screen looking at something really quick here. Alright, cool. Alright. Okay. I had a chat bot that was supposed to like put like little reminders to me and you guys, but it is not working, but whatever. No big deal. I hope the next update on the server we can get clouds back as well, Devin. I hope so. We got to talk Asumi into giving it another college try, though, because I think he got really discouraged the last time. So for those not in the know, we on Astraea we updated. We're on 1.21.6, and during that update we lost the clouds. And I think the reason we lost the clouds is because in 1.21.6, Mojang added a variable to data packs dimension within the dimension value that has a that's called cloud height. And I think because we're running an outdated data pack, it lacks that variable. Therefore, it treats this dimension, the overworld, like it would treat the end, no clouds. So you could, with the data pack, you could actually add clouds to the end by just putting a value in there. The value is the height of the clouds that you want up here. So unfortunately, that outdated data pack is causing a lot more havoc than just missing clouds. It's assuming our server owner tried to mess with it, and it ended up basically like corrupting the entire world. If I'm not overstating things. It ended up screwing a lot of things up, basically. So yeah, that's where we stand on the clouds. I wish we had clouds, but I have shaders, so anytime I want them, I turn them on. I still would prefer if I had real vanilla clouds, don't get me wrong, even though I use the Better Clouds mod. But yeah, kind of sucks, but it is what it is. I think in the next update, though, it kind of might force our hand to take a look at that data pack, because the more we fall behind, the worse things are probably going to get. Because data pack versions are updating on every major and minor release. So there will be a point where we're going to have to kind of take a look at that. Don't use the miniature shaders, which adds its own clouds. I tend to avoid shaders because the frame drops. I do all this on a laptop, and I don't have super great power as is, so while I'm playing, I usually just leave the shaders off. I need to blend this a lot more. This is looking cool, though. I think this is shaping up. Need to get a little bit more grass in this area, too. It's a shame that I think this is like I don't even know, stony shore or something like that, where the grass is looking a little bit more bluish. Not quite as vibrant as a jungle. That's lukewarm ocean, that's why. Whatever. It is what it is. We need more lore reason for the clouds leaving. Yeah, we should come up with a lore reason. Astraea, the goddess, is upset. Some injustice happened. She's the goddess of justice, right? Someone killed the cloud. Yeah, someone killed the cloud guide. God. I can't talk right now. Global warming makes it rain so much that there's never clouds. You guys are onto it, man. Yeah, really though, why would it ever rain on our server? Doesn't make any sense. Come on. Asumi. Come on. Shouldn't rain. Doesn't rain without clouds. It's impossible. Alright. Just Should I add it all the way up here? Yeah, probably. Yep, Dalton, got to disable rainstorms. Only reasonable answer for sure. Need to build a statue of the cloud god to appease them. I am going to build a well, I was thinking of building a statue or a fountain on one end of my island, so maybe that'll be the build. Oh yeah, back to that. So yeah, burnt forest, that's one on the checklist. Obviously the regular forest, but I also want to do a large fountain or some sort of something on the far end of the island. So on the other side of the greenhouse, can't really see the greenhouse from here, but see the little corner of it. On the other side of the greenhouse, I'm going to do a fountain. That's why, here I go again, I'm just flying over there. I'm sick of explaining it this way. That's why I have a road leading from the greenhouse, or actually this edge of the island really leads from the creeper farm all the way to the end. So that's actually why I built these trees like this too, is I want them to kind of shape something on this end. And that will be either a statue or a fountain or some sort of like cool public square kind of thing. But right here, right where this checker pattern is, that's where that's going to be. Burnt forest is going to be over here. The forest is going to continue to wrap around over here. I'm going to do also a log cabin. And then finally, the last really large thing is finishing this beach. So this is going to be a full cool looking beach with like surfboards and families hanging out and stuff like that. It's going to extend out a little bit farther than what I have right here. You can see I have a conduit because I was working on this on stream a little while ago, but it's going to be a sandy beach that slowly fades up into the stone and grass. So that'll be a very large endeavor. Might actually extend the sand a little bit over here as well, just to kind of blend it a little bit. But yeah, those are my big builds. Those are my big ideas that I have to continue working on. The bridge was actually a bit of a surprise. I was planning on doing a bridge, but I wasn't planning on spending 22 hours constructing the bridge in like 4 or 5 days in creative designing the bridge. But that is also, that's one large thing done, so, which is good. So now I only have, 3 or 4 large things to go? I also have a lot of favors on the server that I have to fulfill too. I've a lot of promises kept, and I don't want to break them. One of those includes a little shopping area in Samazon Rex's night market, a little stall rather, in Samazon Rex night market. A tree on on Berdy and Creative Village's giant mountain that they terraformed, that they want a tree on, and I promised I would, so I will. And we got the Halloween build coming up and stuff like that. So, and the big thing, the giant thing that I have plans, and I don't even want to disclose too much of it, but another game, and it's going to be a really, really big game. It's going to be way more involved than Scoopboard. So those of you who don't know, I made the first game in the gaming district, which is Shuffleboard with Armadillos. It's right over here. We had a tournament a couple weeks back and stuff. It's really cool. So essentially you just whack these guys with swords, and it's just shuffleboard. If you're not familiar with shuffleboard, it's basically it's kind of like horseshoes or a distance game where the objective is to knock your puck is an armadillo, as close to this edge as possible. If it's hanging over, that's even better than your opponent. And then your opponent can knock you off and stuff like that. But yeah, you take turns, you have 4 pucks, and you knock them back and forth. But the next game is going to be more of a kind of PvE speed game, I guess. So you have to kind of get through a course, I guess. And you're going to be going up against mobs, bad guys. And you are not going to have all your weapons and netherite armor and stuff like that. You're going to have to like kind of fight them off with certain drops at certain points and stuff. I don't want to disclose too much, but basically it's going to be quite an undertaking. And that's gonna happen amongst all the rest of those builds that I just named. From a scale of 1 to Ravager Rush, what are we talking? Ravager Rush. It's gonna be as involved. Ravager Rush is actually a perfect example because the game that I'm making is actually going to be inspired by a classic game, kind of like how Ravager Rush was inspired by Frogger. This will also be inspired by a classic game, but I've already said too much. But it's going to be Minecraft. Minecraftified, obviously. Exciting. So many ideas, so little time. Exactly, Dalton, exactly. Redstone-y game. Yes, there will be a lot of redstone mojo. It will be necessary in order to do some of the mechanics, because I have to be able to detect player deaths. I have to be able to detect mob deaths. I have to be able to do certain things upon one or the other. I have to do drops at specific times based on certain things, and I don't want to just do like pressure plates and stuff. That won't be quite as good. I have to do beacon beams at certain times, just to give you like power-ups and stuff like that. So a lot of redstone is going to be involved for sure. A lot of bug testing as well. So my career as a software developer is going to finally pay off. All right. But that's going to happen. I'm actually debating, instead of just building it all and then constructing it on the servers, actually to do it in a series of streams in a creative world and kind of walk people through the process. I think that might be exciting, and if you guys are up for that, give me a thumbs up. Give me a hey yeah in the chat, or like the stream or whatever. Put a comment on a video or whatever, if that is something that you would be interested in watching. Obviously a little different than usual because I'm usually in survival doing stuff like this, but this would be the bane of everyone's existence, or every redstoner, if I consider myself a redstoner, every redstoner's existence, which is doing redstone on stream. And getting yelled at by chat because you're doing things wrong. It would be a lot of that. A lot of stuff on stream. All right, I'm getting hell yes. Okay, cool. I will definitely take that in consideration. Might even start it by the next stream, because I already have like the idea. I just have to have a notepad with all the different approaches that I'm going to take and stuff. I just have to buckle down and start it. Of course, that would mean taking all those other things that I mentioned, the burned forest and the fountain and the beach, and putting those guys on the back burner, but you only can work on so many things at once, so let me break out the scaffolding to get up there. I don't know how far up I should take the grass. This might already be too much. No, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I think that's as far as I want to take it into this area. Thinking maybe even adding some sand, because this side I actually kind of cut off this beach. The beach was natural. You'll still see some turtles floating around, actually. I might integrate some of the sand into this side as well, just to blend that a little bit. Did I see your message about the brown tree? No, I didn't, Devin. I'm sorry, I must have missed that one. Is it the burnt, like, the Badlands area? Doing like a brown tree? Right there needs something. Let's get over there. I have a whole other side to do too. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to that. Where was it? Oh, it's right here. Oh, it looks a little different. Maybe it was just that angle. Might have changed my mind. Maybe cutting this corner off a little bit. Yeah, like that maybe. Maybe I should do all of this grass. That's good. That's good. Maybe I didn't send it. There was a brown tree that I think Pearl built on Hermitcraft that I think would fit your burned area. I saw it in the recent B-dubs. I saw that too. Yeah, in the most recent B-dubs episode. Yeah, that might. Kind of like maybe a tree that died but didn't quite totally burn, like right on the edge or something like that. That's definitely that's the approach that I want to take. Is you know, some of the trees are just totally black, just totally burned, but some of the trees on the edge, you know, maybe they just got scarred a little bit. You know, maybe the side of it is black, but the front of it is, or the other side of it is brownish or whatever, that kind of thing. That would be cool. So yeah, I will steal Pearl's tree. Pearl, if you're listening, I'm gonna steal your tree. Yes, Pearlescent Moon listens to all my streams. Oh, this is another thing that was bothering me. I'm supposed to take these slabs out a little bit farther in order to match the other side. So let me see if I have any stone with some slabs. I do not, so let's make some slabs. Just make a stack. Hopefully that'll do it. Yeah, so this is supposed to come out like that. I know seems so simple, but it's these little things that I get like really OCD about. Let's see if that fades a little bit better. Already, yes, that looks so much better. It looked off to me the entire time, and I could not put my finger on exactly why it looked off. So I think that looks a lot better. Kind of like a discernible end of the road, you know, boys to men. All right. Cool. All right, maybe I'll just jump to the other sides, just start grassing that up a little bit, because I think I just need to think on this. Just need to rest on this a bit. It is definitely looking better. It looks less like a blob of like, oh, I just put a bunch of stone here. So let me pick up my bits and move to the other side. All right. Also got to check the supply of my rocket shop. I haven't checked that. I purposely took almost a whole week off of this game after I built this, because I was getting to the point where I'm old. I've worked staring at computer screens for 25 plus years. I recognize when I've pushed myself too far. So after spending 22 hours just constructing this thing, and you know, days and days before that, I was like, I need a break. So I actually purposely avoided the server, therefore my rocket shop might very well need some filling. That's another thing. I'm thinking of selling shulkers at the rocket shop. Probably just tier 1 rockets, you know, flight 1 rockets. Because they sell really well, and I have a feeling some people might prefer to just do a bulk order. And Berdy sells shulkers for a really reasonable price, so I should be able to sell it pretty much for the same price, if not a slight discount, as the tier 1, which is 1 for 3 stacks. So I think it would be 18 diamonds would be the normal price, but maybe I'll sell it for like, I don't know, 15 or something. Just give a little, and you get a bonus shulker. If that is something that you're interested in, let me know. So this is a new game of yours. If you had a way to use the title command in survival to show on-screen messages to players when redstone things happen, do you think you'd use it? Probably not, Mojo, because I'm a little bit on the vanilla all the way kind of belief system. And I know, like, I'm bringing in trophies, you know, and stuff like that for like Skateboard. But when it comes to the game itself, to me, it's really important that someone who's kind of new to Minecraft, if they watch my tutorials, if they watch the process, could build it without too much of the mechanics around Minecraft, I guess. You know, learning how to do a data pack or learning how to install mods or anything like that. Like, they could get the thing working just by firing up vanilla Minecraft in a launcher. You know, that's kind of the crucial part to me. It's okay if Hermitcraft does it, am I right, guys? Yeah, I mean, we do armor stands and stuff like that, but again, that's all about just the visual aspect of things. So I guess I wouldn't be opposed if the title command was used, if the title command wasn't doing anything that's important or critical to the aspect of the gameplay in the game, if that makes any sense. Like, if it was just like a unimportant thing that was like, hey, you won, or something that you could deliver in other means. Like, for instance, Decked Out in Hermitcraft. You know, that's probably the best game that was ever built in Hermitcraft, which is a quote-unquote vanilla server. You can play that in vanilla without, you know, they have it on Bedrock, without the armor stand mod for the crazy cool doors, or without what else did he use? The sound stuff, you know, without the sound. It wouldn't be quite as fun, but it wouldn't completely nullify the game. So that's it. Those are my rules. I have no problem with duping stuff, though, because you can do that in the vanilla game. You know, like I know some purists on Hermitcraft, for instance, don't like the idea of duping sand or something. I'm like, I don't care. You can dupe whatever you want. Dupe dragon eggs. I don't really care. I think that's totally fine. Dupe TNT all day long. I am not a purist when it comes to that, because you can do that in the vanilla game without any sort of outside interference. Because personally, like on this server, this server has a data pack that prevents creeper griefing. Nah, I don't really agree with it, but I'm gonna play on the server. I love the server, and I love all my fellow strays and everything, but I would not do that. The build height, increasing the build height, that's not as big of a deal for me, but I wouldn't do that. There's no roving pillager, whatever those guys are called, those roving bandits of pillagers. Nope, I would have those guys. There's no wandering traders. There's no phantoms. I would have all those. I still believe in a vanilla experience when it comes to that. Like, creepers suck. Don't get me wrong. I've lost plenty of build, and I've had creepers go off in like redstone contraptions and really ruin my afternoon. But that's what happens. That's Minecraft, you know. I don't need to like make it easier in those ways. Oh, Devin, you like the creeper? Yeah, I mean, I would be very disappointed if a creeper like blew up, you know, a redstone farm or something that I have. Don't get me wrong. However, one, I always make sure my light levels are good. Two, I have so many supplies at this point. You know, early game, you'd get frustrated. I would get frustrated when something like that happens. Don't get me wrong. I would definitely get frustrated. But at this point, I've been on the server for 9 months. I can replace everything without too much, you know, especially what a creeper's gonna do. You know, even a charge creeper, it's like, it's not gonna blow up that much. It's not gonna cause you that. It'll be like 15 minutes extra time of rebuilding whatever, given if you remember what you did. My redstone, though, I don't use any tutorials. They're all my stuff. So, all my farms and everything. So I'll typically be able to jog my memory and remember what I did. The no wandering trader thing, though, is a little weird to me. And the no pillager gangs, or whatever you call those guys, the roaming guys, that's a little weird to me as well. Because I understand, like, back in the day when you killed the banner carrier and then you would immediately do the Bad Omen would be immediate if you had a village. But now it's like you got the Bad Omen potion. It's like, what's it matter? I'm just guessing at these two, Devin, by the way, because just from my experience of playing so many hours on this server, I've never once seen a wandering trader. I've never once seen a pillager, a band of pillagers, illagers, whatever, wandering around. So, you know. There's also some weird ones too. It's like, so we don't have creeper griefing, but zombies can knock down doors, right? Wouldn't that be just as frustrating? Actually, that to me is almost even riskier, because if you have like a villager trading hall and that zombie got in, you're like screwed. Whatever. I'm not bad mouthing Astraea though. Astraea is, for one, it was started way before I joined. For two, I think it's a fantastic server with fantastic builders that are super passionate and dedicated to this game. And I do not regret for 1 second contributing the amount of time and effort I have to this server. And I think the server owner, Asumi, and the moderators, who don't seem quite as active anymore, are doing a fantastic job keeping everything going smooth. You've seen traders, yeah. Yeah, exactly. I've noticed that there was a wandering trader llama at spawn when I first joined, but I have yet to ever see a wandering trader on this server. All I saw was the evidence at some point in time. So I don't know if that was intentionally done, or if there's a data pack issue or what. But yeah, I do not see any, or I have not seen a wandering trader with my own eyes after being on the server for 9 months. And I've spent hours. In my forever world, I would have like dozens of having appeared over the time. Yeah, well, yeah, there you go. So Dalton said, interestingly, the newer folks are saying they've seen them, but I haven't in a long time either. Yeah, neither have I. I've never, even when I was new, I never saw one. All I saw was a llama, and that was just, it was wandering around the spawn, the shopping district. So I don't know if it was, holdover from a certain point. But yeah, no wandering traders since then. Or no wandering, not even evidence of wandering traders since then. Not that I care. The only thing I've ever utilized from a wandering trader is once in a while they are a pretty good source of Nautilus shells if you're trying to do a conduit. But usually after you get, your first conduit, it's like, forget it. Because I did actually have to, I put together a conduit months back for that beach build, because I was doing a lot of underwater stuff. And, which the Nautilus is going to totally knock, you don't even have to use conduits anymore. But I did that, and it took me forever to find enough Nautilus shells. I was fishing forever. I was, spawning drown after drown after drown, and hoping that they would, spawn with one and stuff. And it probably took me like, 3 or 4 hours to get the Nautilus shells. Oh, that 8 or whatever it's required. All right, what are we doing? Nah, let's go all the way down with that one. All right, about 5 minutes left in the stream. I'd like to thank everyone for attending and sticking around. If you did stick around, super, super appreciate it. And once again, I stream every Monday, at least most Mondays. I should say most Mondays, because I do miss once in a while. I have a full-time job, and it's just, and a kid, and it just becomes a little bit of a chore at times. But for the most part, I stream on Mondays at this time, so once a week. And once in a while, I might slip in an extra stream if I'm feeling adventurous. Especially if I start this game build, I might slip in a couple extra here and there, because I would want, I get inspired by things, and I would want to share as much as I can. Boo, stream more. Oh, the drown farm to the east of spawn is a good source of shells. I did not know that. I didn't know we had a drown farm to the east of spawn. So that's my own dummy head for not looking at Discord to see if we had a drown farm. I was just using my little deep area over there to spawn them up in. But thank you for pointing that out, Dalton, because I do have another, what is it, Heart of the Sea. So maybe I'll do that instead. Get a second conduit going. Because I do have to, under here, I want to build down to connect this with the surface of the ocean. So this whole like little floating bit is not floating anymore. All right, so back, yeah, stream every Monday, and my episodes are pretty sporadic, but typically I'll try to get an episode out every 2 weeks. So I just released the bridge episode 5 days ago, so should have another episode out in, you know, a week or so. Not sure what the heck is going to be in it, but I'll try. That's how I roll. I just kind of make it up as I go along. No idea if it's marked as public, to be honest, but I've used it multiple times. Uh-oh, don't admit to that, Dalton. All right, so other than that, that is it for me on stream. I will see you guys on Monday if I don't see you sooner, and leave a comment, a like. Yeah, that's it. This has been Randy Bishop Games, and from the Astraea server, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.